All right, we are live.
All right, all
How's it
right. Happy
going, Josh?
Monday, everybody. How you doing, Shannon?
Doing well, man. What about yourself?
Good, good, good. Excited about this podcast. We're for everyone, or just a quick announcement. Me and Shannon are now going to do a live podcast twice a week. We were going to do it once a week, but we thought let's add more volume. Let's add more content. So we're going to do one long form one and then one short one. Actually, the goal is to try to give a business tip within 10 minutes.
Mhm.
That's the goal of what we're going to do every Monday or Tuesday. We'll figure out a schedule. So let's go ahead and get right into it, Shannon. So what we're going to talk about today is small businesses who realize that they need to start producing video content for social media. And I
Mhm.
think that I want to talk to those that haven't yet taken the dive, that this is new territory. And I want to give them advice on one, what are some tips? What's some advice we can give them on how to start with making videos? And then I'm going to speak on that. And then I'm going to pass it over to you. And then you can help that same person understand what to do with that video content, how to distribute it, strategies to get those videos seen.
That sounds
And
good.
great. So I'll go ahead and get started. I'd say um, the best advice for a starter that I would give, okay, I think here's the reality is first, make sure that you have a good product or a good service. I know that actually may sound kind of odd, right? I mean, it seems like an advice a social media would give everyone is everyone should produce videos. Now that's true. But at the same time, I think we got to realize what social media is about. It's shining a light on your service or product. So I think
Right.
once you, a business owner, have an idea of, okay, I got my product, it's packaged well. I got my service, it's packaged well. Right now, you need to figure out, right, what aspects of that do you want to highlight, right? Along with what is information related to it that can bring value to your potential customer. So I thought it might be useful to use a real business. And I don't know, Shannon, if you have one in mind or a particular one, but I was just thinking of a real estate guy. Hey, I'm a real estate guy. I want to go after sellers. That's who I want to focus on. So what kind of video content should I start? Here's what I would tell someone who's doing that. I think that they should get into a quick habit of understanding what pre-production is, what filming is, and what editing is. Those sound like fancy words, but the reality is it's very easy. Pre-production is simply planning. Okay. So I would recommend that if you're trying to attract sailors, right? Let's plan to think about what we're going to talk about on a video. Okay. What would interest sailors? And I'd say two principles that I would give to someone who's just starting off is this: make sure you get to the point and make sure you put meat on the bones. Okay. Get to the point, meat on the bones. And so, the biggest danger that I see with videos with small businesses is they ramble too much on a variety of topics, when in reality that piece of content should be hard hitting for whatever that specific topic is they want to talk about. Shannon, from your experience, and I know we're freestyling right here, what would you think is something a seller might be interested in? I don't know if anything immediately comes to mind for you.
Yeah, depends, right? I think there's a couple videos, right? Like obviously a seller wants to know, can you do the job? Have you done the job? Right? What makes you qualified? But let's say if someone's starting off and like, hey, I've never, right? I'm a starting off agent. I would say the first thing is like you said, that business card, that video business card, right? Like, who am I? Why did I decide to get in this industry? What is my passion and what am I aiming to change? Right? Like
Okay.
for us, it's like, okay, cool. Hey, we're this agency. This is our vision. This is what we're aiming to change. And this is why we're even jumping into it. Right. So that way you start off with the why, like why there's so many sellers out there. So it's like, why are you getting into this? Right. I would say like so start off with that, like that digital business card video of, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. And here's why I decided to jump into this. Either, hey, I have a passion for it that I didn't know I had, or I see a gap in the market that I want to attack.
Excellent. So then, if That's perfect. So here's how we can sum that up for a real estate agent who's new. All right, your video is going to be about, here's the pre-production, here's the planning. Who are you? Why'd you get into this business? And what makes a good seller's agent? I think that would be a nice thing for them to talk about. What are qualities? What are yada yada yada? So I think that's a start, right? There you go. You got a subject, pre-planning. And then you want to put meat on those bones, right? Really add depth, and I think specifically if I'm trying to sell my house, I'm going to think about, why should I go to you? Or what should I look for in a seller's agent? And honestly, like speaking as a real consumer, I genuinely don't know. Like, I actually would be interested. If I was selling my house right now, I would actually be wondering, right, what makes a good seller's agent? And I think what makes a bad one? And I think bringing that kind of value, right, would definitely be interesting to me if I were selling my house or thinking about it. So that's just like that pre-planning. So there you
I
go.
like that.
So we got it. So if we were working with a real estate agent right now, one form of content, one video. Who are you? Why'd you get in the business? Let us learn a little bit about you, get a little context. And then what do you think makes a good seller's agent? Boom, planning done. Now we need to move on to the second part, which is actually filming it, right? And I think that quality is important, right? I mean, the reality is you can do it with your cell phone, you can do it with the camera, whatever means you have, obviously just do it. But I'd say something that's not talked about often enough in the social media advertisement world, for small businesses, is your audio. So many people focus
Mm,
on the video, but if I were doing it, if I were a new business with the film knowledge that I have, I would say I would care more about my audio first than my video, because you can have a
mm.
beautiful shot or whatever, but if you can't hear, it's tough to listen to. That's why silent films don't exist anymore, but radio still does.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
So
Okay.
audio is actually very important. And so once you film it, right, make you have good audio. Obviously, you want as best quality as possible, but at least with the audio. And then I'd say that's when you go to edit. And I think that if you are good on camera, really there won't need to be much editing, right? It can be kind of a one take kind of thing. And then you can actually upload that, run ads, or post it to your social medias, which I'll turn it over to you in just a moment. Um, but if you do want to dabble in editing, I'd say a really good place to start, right, for those that have Apple products, is iMovie. iMovie is there's a bunch of free editors. You can Google them. But personally, I love iMovie because it's extremely user friendly. The pro version of that is Final Cut. And I think that those are great places to start for anybody that has access to those. So again, the purpose of this podcast is like quick hitting tips, hopefully I didn't speak too fast, but just as a recap on my side, and then I'll turn it over to you, Shannon, is one, you need to do pre-production. You need to figure out what you're going to say, get to the point, put meat on the bones. Using a real estate agent as an example, right? They can talk about who are they, why do they do what they do, what makes a good seller's agent, or what should they keep in mind if you're selling your home, et cetera, right? Film it. Among all things, if something has to be good, let it be good audio. Okay, let it be good audio. And then lastly, edit it, if you have to, in iMovie or some kind of free editor. So there you go. So you got the video. Now we pass it on. Now we need to get it distributed. So what would be your recommendation on how to distribute a piece of video content?
Got it. I'm gonna try to make this under 60 seconds. So
Okay, good.
one, if you're just starting off, definitely post it on your personal social media. Your sphere of influence, right, is always historically where anyone starts in business, your sphere of influence. Number two, your business pages, right? So your Facebook business page, if you don't have one, post on your business page, your Instagram, YouTube. Now, when you post on YouTube, think of it as a search engine, right? My name is this real estate agent in this location, because YouTube is a search engine. And lastly, at least get a little bit of money to boost, to promote that video on your Facebook. And you either want to boost it to people that like the page and their friends, so expand the sphere, or locally in that area, right? Just to get eyeballs to what you're doing. You're not actually calling a call to action, you're doing eyeballs.
Right. Got it. Perfect. Perfect. Great job. I took 9 minutes. You did that efficiently in one. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll cut this down a little bit. I know LinkedIn has that 10-minute limit, but guys, I hope those that are listening, really hope you got something from this video. Again, this is something new me and Shannon just thought about. We wanted every Monday, we want to give you a real practical tip for your business. I think that if you have a good product or if you have a good service, okay, whether you're new in business, whether you're established, I think if you shine a light on your product or service using social media, we feel very confident that you can really boost your revenue quickly. And so I think we want to keep that in mind. I'd say if you have a video that you want us to look at, right? I actually want to invite anybody onto the show, right? Maybe, or either come on the show, we can talk about it, do a scenario with you, or you can send us a link to your video. We can review it, maybe kind of share what our findings are with the audience to kind of bring more value to those that may watch. So last thing, I'm trying to focus on our YouTube. Right now, Shannon, we have 43 subscribers, okay? So I would like for anybody watching this, please, if you aren't subscribed to us on YouTube, please go to YouTube, subscribe to us. We are going to do our best to put out as many videos as possible. And so your support would be much appreciated. So that's all I got. Shannon, any closing words from you?
I think that's about it, my man.
All right, great. On until the next podcast, Thursday. We'll see everybody Thursday.
All right.
All right.